as well as more footage of her refusing to kiss him on camera, including the very day that the man proposed for the original time.
Oh, I love my wife. I love. I have been married for a while now. I'm no longer newlywed. Marriage is so important. It's such a make and break thing, especially when you in choosing a partner to marry. It can be such a make or break thing. It's like if you choose the wrong person, you will suffer, and it will be the most debilitating suffering you can ever have, because they are so close, because there's somebody who you are so vulnerable with that if you choose the wrong person, you will suffer. On the internet, it's so easy to find so many examples of people who did. This is a video by Jamari. The Akash Singh situation, it's much worse. He responded. Let's watch this video and get caught.
So, the last time we caught up with stand-up comedian, co-host of the Flagrant podcast Akash Singh, things were not going very well for him. As for years, Akash had painted his home life as some sort of fairy tale, almost as if he had found the needle in the haystack and was married to the most pure woman he could ever imagine.
My wife also hadn't had any sexual partners, so that helped us connect a lot more.
Now, let me ask you this,
wow.
do you believe her?
But lately, Akash's worst nightmare has come true, and the internet has been collectively destroying both him and his wife Jasleen for the last calendar month. It's almost like Akash is kinda just caught up in the rubble of her bad decisions, and now he has been embarrassed time and time again. Because not only did his wife reveal herself to be infatuated with both money and material possessions,
the best fucking part is like living with your best friend.
Also, it's like there's
Who buys you designer shit?
but she also made several statements about her dating history before him that had people looking at her sideways.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. I was popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses.
So now the audience has
It's so wrong. Bro, it's so wrong. I couldn't imagine my wife going online as we are married, as we have been together for a while, going on the internet, knowing that not only am I going to see it, but everybody that I know is going to see it, and start reminiscing about her past sexual experiences while currently being married to me. And not just reminiscing, but like fondly reminiscing. Be like, oh yeah, that was a great one. I couldn't imagine that. I couldn't imagine that. My wife is the sweetest person I know. She would never do this. It just, and even in this hypothetical, I'm like, y'all, you listen, I'm sending myself to the gulag. I couldn't do it. And so for her to be married to Akash and just to say that was and with no hesitation. There was no hesitancy in her voice at all. She just did it. She said back at Akash she was throwing that thing around like a frisbee. That's crazy. That's insane. Why would you just admit that to me? Why would you tell the entire world that? You're a married woman. When you're married, you gotta act like you're married. I'm sorry, you can't be married and act single. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. So if you're married, act married. You gotta act different. I don't care about the woman liberate. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. If you want to be all liberated and all that stuff, you know what I mean? Go do that while you're single. Do whatever. I don't condone it, but whatever. Hey, be single and do all that crap. And when you're married, it is a sacred bond, so act like it. Act like it, bro. That's how I feel, bro. That's how I feel. Act like you're married.
The scene behind the curtain of this fairy tale, and the comments have been merciless. Granted, everyone comes with a past, everyone has baggage, but even in the current day, she was still thirsting over her friend's husband, who is essentially Akash 2.0.
And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband. I just know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches.
And since my last video on this topic, the Akash files have only gotten much worse. We have some more embarrassing clips resurfacing from the past. We have updates on Akash fleeing to Dubai.
Baby, look.
Her latest podcast episode where she attempts to dunk on her haters when the score is already 69-0.
Investing in your wife is the biggest ROI that you'll ever have. Investing in your wife is not a financial burden.
As well as a leaked on-stage response from the man himself to all the controversy.
These narratives, people calling your wife a gold digger and a whore and all these other things, it's a shitty thing.
But I feel like we should just start a little bit lighter here. First, the detectives of the internet did find her potential roster of white frat boys from her college.
That's tough.
And I had a roster of guys that I would rotate through.
As well as more footage of her refusing to kiss him on camera, including the very day that the man proposed for the original time.
Oh, I love my wife. I love...
Nobody warned him? No one said nothing, huh? No one said nothing to him? Bro is right there. His I guess fiance now is avoiding him, avoiding kissing him, and no one said anything to him. Why didn't nobody warn? Like, there are signs. There would have been signs. She doesn't look that good at hiding things. There would have been signs. Why did no one say anything to bro?
My wife, let's go ride a bike with my wife. My wife's real young, my wife's real small. Let's go to the beach and play with a beach ball. Praise Jesus God and my wife.
So as of right now, Akash is 0 for 2. He is batting 0 on proposal kisses. Which, if that is not telling to people of something, I don't really know what will be. Like, there shouldn't be a moment where
it's one thing for her to turn her head. She's leaning away. She doesn't want this man.
woman is not happier in regards to her relationship than when her guy is down on his knee ready to spend the rest of his life with her. Now granted, in the last video we did discuss how Akash grew up with like zero confidence in himself, and I really do think that he is now seeing the effects of that in his personal life.
I was hideous.
Well, you're not a hideous guy.
Hey, you haven't seen me in high school.
Well,
Short,
what
fat,
happened?
crooked teeth. I was just like a chipmunk.
Now fast forwarding to the current day, we had Akash going over to Dubai with his wife and his family, something I'm sure was planned long before this expose, and of course she decided to document the entire thing on her TikTok page.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day in Dubai. I am getting a massage. Akash is a little tired, so he's gonna go stay sleeping. I have an appointment at Chanel, and I'm gonna run around the room because I'm so excited. I actually just ran around the room. Yeah, zoomies. Look, babe.
And I really do think she's trying to make it like a point to stick it to her haters, calling out her questionable behavior online, as she makes several pieces of content revolving around spending money at luxury stores.
Is it too big on me? It's like a travel bag. It is like, it's a little big on me. I get what he's saying, but it's not like bad. Good that it matches so well. Because every time something matches, I need to buy it. Oh, the purple's nice. Yeah, I like this one. Sparkly. I love this. You have to come to Dubai to get the sparkly stuff. All right, I think I'll do this one.
And it is downright hilarious to see Akash in the background of these videos with his sullen expressions. I mean, down to the damn airport, she was out here taking money from the Akash machine. And I just love how you got this Asian motherfucker in the background knowing he just hit the fattest lick from the Akash machine. And don't get me wrong, guys, there is nothing inherently wrong with spoiling a woman, or really anyone for that matter. Hell, guys do it all the time for women they aren't even dating exclusively, tricking off their money.
Okay, so you've spent over $1 million on Corinna, and you've posted on your story, so I can say this. You haven't hit. So,
I just feel like the
Yeah, that clip was crazy. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with spending money on your wife. Absolutely nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with providing for your wife. There's nothing wrong with, you know, letting your wife enjoy you know, the luxuries of life. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just in to have your wife be on the internet, letting your business just hang out, actively hitting on a friend of yours, actively telling the world how you there was that clip where she said his balls stank. It's just that it's like doing that, and there's no, you're not gonna, bro, like as a man in a relationship, there is grace that you give your wife. I'm not even saying he has to do something publicly where he has to be this big thing where he's like stick out his chest in the middle of Times Square and be like, "Hey, woman, you not about to disrespect me." I don't need all that. I don't need all that. But your girl can't just keep disrespecting you publicly and you not say nothing and put your foot down. Like, that's crazy. If my wife said half of the things this woman said privately, I'd be like, yo, you can't do that. And if you do, we're going to have some real marital issues. You're breaking a breach of trust. There's a line. You joke with, you joke about your spouse. You joke with your spouse. You guys have your little back and forth, whatever. Cool. All that stuff is good. You start hitting on my friend? No. You start reminiscing about past sexual encounters fondly? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
The real problem comes with her overall attitude of this general entitlement. I'm not sure if it's a cultural thing or if this is the path she always felt she was destined to walk, but it is beyond clear to me that she feels like she is owed these gifts. And that is where we get to the response that she made on her return to her very successful podcast.
Also because where the fuck has chivalry gone? Yeah, where has chivalry gone? Why do these men who make $60,000 a year talking about gold diggers, you don't have any gold to dig?
That has nothing to do with chivalry. Chivalry has to do with manners and being polite and interacting with women with respect and dignity. That has nothing to do with money. That has nothing to do with money. You're talking about something that has nothing to do with money. If you want to talk, a dude making 60,000 and being worried about gold digger, I guess, yeah, that's strange, but that has nothing to do with chivalry. You can be broke and chivalrous. That has nothing to do with whatever.
You don't have to worry. You don't even have to worry about it. It's bro, we're not even talking about you, because the guys that are actually in the 1% tax bracket, they want to do the things that my husband and Nav are doing. They want to take care of women. They don't want us to be stressed. They want to be in our divine feminine energy.
Now, to be clear, most of the people she's talking about here, these red pill creators, are at the very least in the top 3% of earners in the country. I mean, a lot of you already know that I'm not like a red pill guy myself. In fact, I've spent a lot of time roasting these types of creators. But man, does she keep supplying them with more ammo than Reagan in the Iran-Contra affair.
She gets into this divine feminine energy, this divine feminine aura. In return, she starts taking care of you in a much better way. Investing in your wife is the biggest ROI that you'll ever have. Investing in your wife is not a financial burden.
And it's interesting that she talks
I agree. I agree in that investing in your wife is the best thing you can do. By choosing the right woman and treating her well, you will reap the benefit for a lifetime by having the right wife. But when the wrong people get married and they feel entitled, they feel like they should be married and they should get these things just because they, or whatever, then you are in a deficit. You are in the red. You're going negative. She is absolutely correct. She is absolutely correct. You should 100% invest in your wife. Not if your wife is like that. Never if your wife.
about this like divine feminine energy when it is defined as the following: a spiritual and cultural concept representing nurturing, intuitive, and creative qualities such as empathy, sensuality, and interconnectedness, when she has literally admitted on multiple occasions that she doesn't do anything. She doesn't cook, she doesn't clean, she doesn't show this guy affection.
For those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Jasleen. I'm a stay-at-home wife, but I don't cook or clean because I don't feel like it. And my husband is a full-time stand-up comedian, and he buys me lots of nice things.
I mean, she even
You don't got kids. You just stay at home. You just stay at home. You don't even get, like, you not even like you not paying the light bill. You're not, like, he's handling all of that. You just watch TV.
admitted that she hates to celebrate this guy's birthday with him because she has to be nice to him for an entire 24 hours, and I guess that takes away from her sacred princess treatment.
May the 4th is Akash's birthday. And
May the 4th be with you.
Yes.
Yeah, and every year I dread it because I have to be nice the whole day, and I have to get him something. Listen, I'm just used to being treated like a princess all day, every day, so that one day that I don't...
Oh, what torture.
Yeah, I'm like a case in point example. Like, even before my husband really started making money, he always would find little ways to spoil me, even if it didn't cost that much in the beginning. And now, like, we've gone from like him buying me like AirPods or like Nike shoes to now like
AirPods are expensive. It's like, it's even her like degree of like things where it's like, oh, he's spoiling me. What happened to flowers, the chocolates, he bought me a you know what I'm saying, something that I actually needed, like a planner or a notebook. He saw it, like, what happened to that? But no, she went to AirPods. AirPods are expensive. Shows are expensive. Nikes are expensive. And I'm sure she didn't get no regular running shoes. She probably got some Travis Scott's, and that's like $2,000. What are we talking about, bro?
you know, spending so much money at Miu Miu or Cartier or whatever. And I'm not saying that to be braggy. I'm saying that I've seen this principle like really, really work. And I truly believe that like a man that takes care of his wife is like blessed by the universe.
But he's taking care of you and you're still disrespecting him. So it's like, what are you talking about? So how is it that your divine femininity leads you to disrespecting your husband on a constant basis, a consistent basis, where you are talking about past lovers fondly and you're talking about sucking his friend's penis? What are we talking about? How does your divine femininity lead you to that? Especially because you're saying he's taking care of you. How does that make sense? You're disrespecting him on a public platform. And also, like, I want to keep it a bean too. It's his fault too. He didn't set up boundaries They apparently never talked about stuff like he's letting this happen. He's letting this happen, and he's not doing nothing about it, and that's on him. He made his choice. He didn't deal with his demons. He didn't deal with his trauma, and now he is reaping the benefits, or he's reaping the consequences of that. That's what he's doing. He's reaping the consequences of that. Never. Marriage is sacred. It is y'all versus everyone else. That is the thing. And if your teammate then decides to splinter the team, now it's you versus everyone else. And you're trying desperately to bring your teammate back, but they're running towards everyone else. It's like, yo, like that's so frustrating. This video is actually triggering me on a level I did not think it was going to, but it's actually pissing me off.
So she really thinks in her head that Akash is only successful because he spoiled her in his personal life.
Behind every successful man
is a woman.
Wait, what is it?
What's the saying? Is a great woman.
Oh.
That was anticlimactic.
Keep in mind, Akash claims he works over 320 days a year, and he has been grinding his comedy career for 20 years now. So to suggest that him spoiling her is the sole reason that the universe has provided him with monetary riches and fame is honestly beyond delusional. I mean, let's be honest, no one even knew who she was until around a month ago.
And so, like, when I was training my dog, this is no joke, I read this dog training book, and it says in the book, like, the true alpha of the pack is not the dog that barks all the time, is super defensive, insecure. Like, those are the red pill guys. The true alpha of the pack is the calm one.
The quiet.
The like, leads with dignity.
And not only does she have that dog trained, but she also has Akash on the very same regimen. Because he totally buys into this idea that he is forever indebted to her because she was with him when he was broke. And he says like she could have gone and married a doctor, but she stayed with him instead. And this is where his onstage response comes in, as Akash tells the crowd a little story from their past.
These narratives, people calling your wife a gold digger and a whore and all these other things, it's a shitty thing. So I'm going to tell one story that I have never even told her. Honestly, she has no idea of this story. My wife and I met in 2014. I was not making much money. I was getting $25 a night doing stand-up. I was on MTV shows that paid dog shit money. If she was a gold digger, I didn't even have 10 to get the bitch, to be honest. But then in 2018, I went flat fucking broke. 34 years old, I probably made $4,000 that entire year. And we couldn't even afford the living room we lived in New York City. We had to move out of that apartment and move to New Jersey. I had to save up money to move to New Jersey. So we had to stay on her friend's couch for almost a month. We were basically...
I don't like the shots in New Jersey. I ain't gonna lie. I'm from Jersey, bro. I don't like the shots at Jersey, bro. I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate the shots at Jersey. Y'all think just because y'all in New York, y'all better. Y'all ain't better. Y'all more compact. Y'all more together. Y'all ain't better. Y'all, bro, it smells like piss in the city. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to get into it.
Basically homeless for a month. So I could save money to move to New Jersey. And I remember the night before we went to the couch, we had to stay in our apartment illegally. Me and her sleeping on a hardwood floor. I'm 34 years old. She's 25 years old. I'm looking at this girl like, man, you could go be with an Indian who's a doctor, like a real Indian. You're a beautiful girl. You have so much ahead of you. Me, I don't know what my life is going to be. I'm 34. I'm fucking broke. This dream might not ever happen, but I'm too fucking moronic to quit. And I have nothing to give her. It's just a light jacket. It's like October. We have nothing. So I hand her the jacket, and then she said, what's this for? I said, you can use it as a pillow. And then she goes, well, what are you going to use? And I said, I'll figure it out. She handed me back the jacket. She goes, you take this. And then she laid with her head on my chest and her arm around me the entire night. And I remember thinking in that moment, this is why I haven't shared this with her, because I remember thinking, I don't know if I'm going to be able to marry this girl because I'm so broke and I'm in such a bad place and it's a dark fucking time in my life. But I know I will never find a girl that loves me this much ever again. And I will never find a girl who rides for me this hard ever again.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
So yeah, I just think his attempted damage control was weak at best. Granted, I do
That clip is crazy.
do not think that he plans on having this part of his set leaked. And on a more human level, I do feel bad for him still, like enduring this tsunami online. And there definitely is some merit in being with someone when they have nothing and staying with them through that. And I don't think it's necessarily wrong to like bask in the benefits when they do become successful. But like I said, the entitlement is just off the charts, and she's out here saying all this wild shit. And I think she can't see that that is like the issue that most people have. That is why everyone is pointing and laughing in Akasha's face. And in this last clip I have for you guys, you will see exactly where her mindset is regarding finances, as she talks about the idea of a man asking for a prenup before marriage.
Is it just me, or is the idea of asking a girl to sign a prenup incredibly offensive? And only one way. Like, if I asked someone to sign a prenup because I had some, like, booming business, then I would be like, yeah, can you just sign this prenup because, like, I don't want to, like, lose all my money. But then, like, if a guy asked me to sign a prenup, I would be like, I would call off the wedding. Like, I would literally call off the wedding.
You would have called off the wedding if I asked you to sign a prenup?
Yeah, like, I'm not even joking.
I had no real ability to, since you were with me when I was broke.
So once again, it's like because she was with him when he was broke, Akash will forever remain her doormat.
You're a sexist.
That was not Akash. Hold up now. What was... That was...
She was with him when he was broke. Akash...
That is a different Indian, man. That is not Akash. Is that right? Is that right?
Will forever remain her doormat.
You're a sexist. That's the thing.
I'm a
about
feminist.
You. That's what we coded as, but you're a sexist.
And to be frank, most stand-up comedians are lucky if they make it by their mid-30s. Yes, there is this acceleration now because of podcasting, but even then, the majority of successful men and women in this space have been grinding for 10 to 20 years before they see any monetary value.
It kind of just, to me, shows, like, I don't know, like, it's like kind of like you're not, like, you're already not being generous. In, like, as a man, you're already not being generous, and I feel like men should be generous.
And what should women do?
Be spoiled.
Okay. Where should they be generous?
With money.
No, where should women be generous?
Oh, like with tender love and care.
I don't think.
Well, I'm not saying I do it all.
There you go.
And if that clip right there does not tell the whole story, I don't know what will. But regardless, we all have our choices to make in life, and if the guy is happy to be like this, well, I guess who are we to tell him otherwise? After all,
get these pictures. Crazy.
She really just sees all the backlash as just a bunch of, like, incel losers following the demands of their red pill leaders.
Or these fucking red pill podcast guys, like, when they tell you something, when they ask you to jump, you say how high. You're still not a man either way. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you're still a little bitch beta boy doing whatever these fucking men tell you. Canceled by this, like, people. It doesn't affect me as much because I genuinely don't respect them. I'm just...
But either way, guys, I want to know what you guys think about all of this down below. It really does seem like it's just going to keep getting worse and worse for Akash.
It will get worse and worse for Akash. It will, and I'll tell you why. It's because there is obviously a broken down structure in that home. And until that is fixed, and listen, when I'm saying this, what I'm saying is not that he needs to be this domineering man who controls everything, and if his woman says anything online, then he can, I'm not saying that. But there needs to be boundaries set, because the way she's acting is actually insane, and it reflects badly on him, because he has been on the internet saying a lot of different things about a lot of other people's relationships, and he has been doing that for years. And so for your relationship to be this out of whack, it is the quintessential example of that Bible verse where it talks about how can you take the speck out of your brother's eye when you have a log stuck in yours. It is is like you cannot correct somebody else until you correct your own home. Until You get right in your own home when you need to get right. Don't go commenting on nobody else's. That's really that's really all it comes down to. And it's really a shame because here's the thing. It's not impossible. Right? She's a human. She can change. It's not impossible. He can change. He can learn, unlearn those things that made him feel like he can't speak up or whatever way. They can unlearn these things. It's possible for them to have a successful marriage, but it's going to be a rough road because it's going to take a lot of unlearning from both parties. It's going to take a lot of healing from both parties. It's going to take a lot of stretching, a lot of dying to self, and it's really down to whether they are willing or not. And that's really all that's really what it comes down to. But I appreciate y'all. That's the video, and I will see you guys next time. Stay blessed, don't stress. See you next. Peace.
In the mind, oh, what a dangerous game. Just a moment with the wrong thought, here comes the downfall like a flood, like a flood.